Hemnike,
Why is that?
the top goal scorer.
Not a bad choice.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there. I'm Liam Thorpe.
And I'm Michael Mambo.
And this is
It's
Team
Team
Talk. Hello ATV viewers, welcome to Team Talk, and it's our final Team Talk during the African Cup of Nations tournament. This is the preview to the final. It's the big one tomorrow. It's Burkina Faso, the underdogs, against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So we've got a preview of that game, looking at the teams, men to watch, looking at the coaches, and ultimately predicting the results. Well, first up, we wanted to show you a nice little package about the emotions of the African Nations Cup. We know this is a highly charged event. There's fans deliriously happy and there's other ones devastated. This, after the semi-finals, just sums up the emotions of the tournament. Enjoy it. So, we are nearly at the end of the 2013 African Cup of Nations, and it has been a real rollercoaster ride of a tournament. One of the most impressive aspects of the African game is the passion and emotion displayed by the fans. This level of emotion was on show at both ends of the scale during the two heated semi-final clashes that saw Nigeria and Burkina Faso make it to the final. The Nigerian fans, starved of an AFCON success for 19 years, understandably went wild, loving every minute of their 4-1 demolition of Mali.
They played very well. Those guys were fantastic. In fact, those guys, I'll call them Spartacus. Kill them all. They were playing like the Baka of Nigeria. You understand me? I love their playing. I love the tactics. I love everything. I thank Mikel for the arrangement. I thank Moses. These guys are wonderful.
The display delighted fans and made them hopeful of one more excellent performance when it really counts. But as fans of Nigeria and Burkina Faso celebrate and await final day, spare a thought for the fans who saw their team fall at the final hurdle. For Ghanaian fans, the disappointment of losing on penalties to Burkina Faso was obvious. The Black Stars supporters are famed for being some of the loudest and most passionate and colourful fans in Africa, and they were understandably shell-shocked when their team, who were the big favourites to make the final, failed to do so.
I am highly disappointed. Looking at the way we played today, I don't know, nothing worked, especially in the midfield. Look at Kwesi Appiah. I don't know what he was doing with the tactics. Everything was very bad, and I'm highly disappointed. Seriously.
I knew from the beginning. I knew there was no way. I mean, how can you go to a tournament and leave a player like the day and expect to win said tournament?
This has been a terrific tournament, and the fans, as ever, have been one of the main reasons why. All that remains is to see which set of supporters will be celebrating tomorrow as the winners of the 2013 African Cup of Nations. Okay, so that was how the two teams managed to get to the final, but now we're looking at that final game, which is tomorrow. The big news coming out of the Burkina Faso camp is that star player Jonathan Petroipa has won his appeal against the red card issued to him in the semi-final against Ghana. If you remember, Petroipa was given a second yellow card for allegedly diving when I think it was clear to most people that he was fouled and it should have actually been a penalty. Well, in his match report, the Tunisian referee, Slim Jadidi, has admitted that it was wrong and his decision was incorrect. He has also been suspended because of a number of poor decisions in that game. Well, joining me in the ATV studio to discuss that and the final in general is my colleague Mike Mambo. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. And yourself?
I'm good. And someone else who must be doing well is the Burkina Faso players, because that's a big boost for them.
Not only the players, but I'm doing well as well, because it's going to be a much more interesting match.
And it's justice, isn't it, really?
Yeah, justice well served. The only thing that I'd like to mention is I wasn't too pleased for them to say the ref had to admit that he had to make a mistake before they could rescind them. So if the ref said, no, I didn't make a mistake, I felt he dived, what would have happened then? You're right, it does seem like a bizarre situation where the referee has that much power. The overall African Football Federation can't do anything unless the ref admits it, but that's one of the weird rules of the game. But thankfully the Tunisian ref did decide that it was incorrect, as we all knew. And I mean, they need Petroipa because
they're without their star striker Alan Traore, so a lot of that sort of responsibility will fall onto Petroipa, won't it?
It will fall onto the whole team because they've played well as a team, and even when he got the second yellow card, it was up to his teammates to get them into the final.
Okay, well, the teams have already met in this tournament. They played a rather boring 1-1 draw in Group C, in the group stages of the tournament. And I think at that stage, nobody really would have guessed that either of these teams would have made it to the final. How do you explain their rise from that sort of low position? How the hell have they done this?
Yeah, well, I think it's the team that is consistent and that plays as a team. It was less of superstars. If you look at the Nigerian team, you can only maybe count 1 or 2, and these are not superstars. You look at Victor Moses, he's more or less an unused sub at Chelsea. You look at the other Nigerian players, it's not the same situation as like Togo, where you have Adebayo standing out on his own. With these, it was more of a team effort.
Okay. Well, what about the danger men? I've asked Mike, and I've also come up with my own players to watch for the tournament. These are the guys that we think could win it for either team. So, Mike, who have you got first for Nigeria?
For Nigeria, I've got Victor Moses.
And why have you picked him?
Well, because he's been the most creative, and he's created most of the goals. If you look at their top goal scorer, Emnike, most of the goals have been supplied by Victor Moses.
Okay, I was going to go for Emenike as well, and I think you're right. That combination of Moses on the wing, I mean, we saw in the early, even in the group stages, Moses was taking defenders apart, wasn't he? They didn't know how to handle his runs.
Yeah, definitely.
And Emenike is there to finish it off. So if those two are on form tomorrow, they'll be very difficult for the Burkina Faso defence. What about Burkina Faso themselves? I presume. Just a little guess that it might be that man Petroipa you picked out.
Definitely, it is him. He's been the most outstanding player for this tournament, and I'm sure he's going to do very well.
And it's a shame for Alan Traore, because he scored 3 goals early on. He could have been the standout striker of the tournament, couldn't he?
Yeah, he could have been the standout striker, but such is football. You get up, you get injuries, and that's it. The game goes on.
And a quick word also for Aristides Bansay. You might know him because he's not only stood out as a player for Burkina Faso, but physically he has bright blonde hair, quite a striking look, but he's also been a real star for Burkina Faso. So it's all about, if these players perform on the day, we'll have to see what happens. But I get the feeling you're still backing the underdog on this one. Well, Mike loves an underdog.
I love the underdog, but I wouldn't call it an underdog. Well, if you look at Nigeria, this is their 7th final, and Burkina Faso, it's its first final. So for a team that's on its maiden appearance in the final, it would be a perfect ending to the story if they were to lift it up.
But you're right, though, because of course Nigeria of old would have been considered a big favourites, but they've actually not won the cup in 19 years, so it's quite a level playing field, really. Yeah,
it is a very level playing field. I would put it as Burkina Faso winning the cup and Nigeria winning the top goal scorer with Emmanuel Emnike. Evens,
yeah. He's a fair guy. He likes everyone to get something. But what about the coaches? We've profiled some of the players, but we're going to have a little look at the coaches now. And for Burkina Faso, their Belgian coach, Paul Put, is an interesting case. Back in 2007, he was banned from Belgian football for life for his part in a match-fixing scandal. So for him, this really could be a redemption, and I think the players will want to win it for him. Nigeria coach is slightly more well-known. Stephen Keshi was the captain that the last time the Super Eagles lifted the trophy back in 1994. So Mike, for Nigeria, having a heroic cup-winning captain as your manager, that's good motivation.
Well, it's good motivation, and it's also good for Stephen Keshi because it gives him the opportunity to become the 2nd person in the competition history to win the cup as both a player and coach if they do manage to win it.
And just how big an achievement would that be? Because management and playing are very different skills, aren't they?
Very different. The only other person to have done it is Mohamed El Garoui of Egypt.
Good knowledge there, Mike.
No, it's called Google.
Don't give away your secrets. Just another bit of news coming out of the tournament, and the Tunisian referee who has been suspended, is not the only Tunisian who is currently facing job difficulties. The Tunisian coach, Sami Trabelsi, has resigned following a very poor performance by his team. The Tunisian Football Federation have accepted his resignation and apparently have already lined up 3 possible candidates to take over. That's about it from us today, but I'm going to have to quickly force Mike Mambo into a prediction, a specific prediction. I know you've skirted around it, but what do you think?
Well, I'm going again for Burkina Faso. It's the closest to my original team, which is Mali.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for Burkina Faso, 3-2 victory.
3-2 victory. Just to be on the other side, I'm going to go for Nigeria with a 3-1 victory, and Stephen Keshi lifting that cup as a manager as he did as a player. Just one last thing, for those of you who didn't see the show yesterday, we put together a montage of clips of some of the best pictures from this tournament, thanks to our friends at BBC Love Africa Football, and we thought we'd play that again for you to just show you some of the most striking images of what has been an excellent tournament. Enjoy the final, and of course follow updates on our ATV Facebook page, and on Monday we'll have our reactions, and either me or Mike Mambo will be celebrating who won the bet, but then it's also back to the Premier League, so the fun doesn't stop. For now though, he's been Mike Mambo.
He's been Liam Thorpe.
Good night.
Say everything is fainting. I wanna bet you on the fact that you're gonna win. Keep your mind straight on the plans and the purposes. No fear, no feeling like you're gonna lose. Start from the bottom through the rain to the finish line. Africa got the sound, got the music. Blessed be his name for my people, for my nation. Yes, we on the top of our places. Hit you on the top, cause you know we're so famous. Be it once, be it twice, be it 5 times. Life is a thing of the price and the essence. Be it 7, be it 8, be it 9 times. Keep your mind glued to the side of the prophets. Of Africa, that's my home. A place full of natural love, joy and harmony. Memories of Africa, that's my home. A place full of natural love, joy and harmony. Now a drop, killing like myself a time. On me, I be going for the price of the cases. I be you must admit them, first for me, then set for me, then work for the moment, cause you know we got no time left. I gotta go alone for so long. Anytime I come, hope you let them keep your plans out. I be a rob stuff for trapsters. Hoping you feel land, you gotta let them keep your trap out. We on hold, cause the future's so green, and the moment's so real, and the people so blaze. Yeah, we on track, cause we know we're fully right, and we know we got to fight for the future of our nations. To my home, people walking all day, never stop, cause you know we got to slay for the ride. To the happy people cruising all day, just think, cause you know we got a long way to go. Memories of Africa,
My sweet baby booty, remember kutaka sangana kupi. It was a hot sunny day for my school holiday, and that was the day that you came round my way to Kurawani. The chip is on a warning, and it will be my kumba kwenye munambe, but that's not why I call.
Anyway, well it's a good thing then, we never have to search for love again. I never knew I would find it, I never thought to look where you were hiding. But when you step into the room, my eyes go blind and my heart goes boom. Baby, enjoy the ride, I wanna welcome you into my life.
I love you, smile.
I miss a girl, you want to give me everything. Me can't wait for the sunset tomorrow. Your love just opened up my eyes. So true, you have must of me mind for the girl me say. Your love is like a flower, blooming each and every hour. Never let you go, you are the queen of me heart, girl. Me never tell you no lie.
We must know how to sing this passage and do. The style of the man is a good.